I hope that you all are doing well. In this video lecture, I am going to talk about object-oriented programming features. So object-oriented programming features are very, very important. We already studied about these features in C++. Again, we will see in briefly and detailed manner what are object-oriented features. Content of the lecture. First, we are going to see about what is OOPS, then what is a class, then what is an object, then we talk about OOPS features. Finally, we will see examples. The object-oriented programming system, or we simply call it OOPS. It talks about encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, class, object, and so many things. But we will see in a brief manner what it really says. Object-oriented programming primarily talks about the four features. Those are abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Then it talks about the relation between the object and class, and how class handle the objects, how it creates the objects. It talks about. Then it talks about how object-oriented programming manipulating or reusing the code or manipulating the code based on objects, how it gets the result. So everything it talks in detailed manner. Then in object-oriented programming, why it become this much popular? We can say one thing, that is Java become very popular here and there, entire the world. So based on Java, the object-oriented program become even better. So finally, I already said object-oriented programming entirely talks about, importantly, two things. One is class and second one is an object, and how both are handled together and how both are working together. It talks totally and vitally. Then we will see what is a class. Class is a collection of objects. Then class is a logical entity. And class is a group of similar entities. Entities is nothing but objects. And class will write or will create the class with the using of the class keyword. And then finally, we can say class is a blueprint or class is a factory of objects. Students, what is a class? First one is a class is a collection of objects. Class is a logical entity. Class is a group of similar entities. Class is use the keyword class, and class is a blueprint, and class is a factory of objects. For example, car, bus, fruit, flower, animals. So you can take anything as a class, and class will contains many subgroups that call objects. If you take the fruit as a class, and all kinds of fruits come under class. For example, take a fruit as a class, and guava, papaya, mango, pomegranate, these all kinds of fruits we can consider as a object. That is the relation between the class and object. Why we call class as a blueprint? Because the class will decide the shape of properties or behavior of the object. That's why class is a factory of objects, or class is a blueprint. Then we will talk about what is an object. Object is a created from class. An object is created from class. So you can create the object inside of the class only. Then object is it maintain name, use the keyword. For example, while you are creating object in a class, you will mention a particular specific name for that particular object, and you will create the object with using of name new keyword without using of keyword. Okay, the most of the time you will create the object with using of keyword, that is new. We will see each and everything in detailed manner in forthcoming lectures. Just imagine we will create the object with the using of the keyword, that is new. Then object is a bundle of data. It's a bundle of data, and its behavior often known as a method. So we can say object is a bundle of data. An object is state and behavior. So object contains state and behavior. For example, take house as a object, and address, color, area we can consider as a state, and open door, closing door, and these are the behavior of that house. So already said, object contains state and behavior that we can call characteristics also. You take the house an example for the object. House is an object, address is a state, opening door, closing door, and these are the functions is called behavior of the object. So in this lecture I'm talks about what is an object and definition of the object, example for object. Let's see about class. Now talks about features of object-oriented programming. First one is encapsulation, second one is inheritance, and third one is polymorphism, fourth one is abstraction. These are the very, very important features of object-oriented programming. Then we will see each and every feature in detailed manner. First one is abstraction. What is the abstraction? Abstraction is hiding internal details and showing functionality is known as abstraction. So hiding the things and showing the functionality. An abstraction is an act of representing essential features without including background details. I already said, just is showing the front end, to hide the back end. It represents the essential things, but it will hide the background details. It is a technique of creating a new data type that is suited for a specific application. Abstraction means using simple things to represent a complexity. So I will tell you, it will show the simple things and hide the complexity. A simple thing to represent complexity. You can take many examples. First, take the car. So in a car, many parts are there. Engine and brake, tires, diesel tank, accelerator, and at the same time, axis, choice. So choices, these all are the different parts of car. So we will not bother about all these parts. We will not bother about how car is functioning, but we will do one thing, that is, we have to know how to drive. If you know how to drive, then you will enjoy. Why? Because you are getting excitement while driving the car, but we will not bother about the functioning of the car. That is called abstraction. Just represent the simple things instead of complexity. Just it will show the external things, hiding the internal details. I will give one more example. Take a camera. You will not bother about how camera is working, how camera is functioning, but you will enjoying while using the camera. How? Because of one thing. If you know how to use the camera, that's enough to enjoy with camera. So we will not bother about entire parts and the functionality of that camera. So it is called abstraction. One more example. When you are going to draw a money through ATM machine, so inside of ATM machine, a lot of process is there, but you don't need to know about all the process. Just know how to insert the card and how to enter the pin, how to draw the money. That's enough for you, and remaining things will take care of by bank people and software engineers. What you have to know the things simply. That is called abstraction. Abstraction is a simple things to represent complexity. Now we talks about polymorphism. Polymorphism means doing things in many ways. A single action in different ways. If one task is performed in different ways, that is called polymorphism. Another example can be to speak something. A cat speaks meow, dog barks oh. Here, if you take the speak, and cat will speak in different way, dog will speak in different way, and different animals are speak in different way, human beings are speak in different way. But the word is speak, but this word will applicable and this word will function in different way in different situations based on different people and different things. So one word will perform different functions, and one word and one action gives the different ways. This is called polymorphism. Look at here, a picture is given. In this picture, one man. So one man can be called as a father in home. The same man will be a job holder in office. The same man will be a customer in any supermarket. The same man be a husband for wife. The same man be a child for his father. So one man playing different roles. So the same man giving different ways. So one word. One more example I want to give you. Take a duck. A duck. The word duck means a bird. The same word if you use in cricket field, duck means a man out without scoring. That is called duck. This is about polymorphism. One word in different ways. So in polymorphism, you are going to talk about two things importantly. One is method overriding and second one is method overloading. Now we talks about inheritance. Inheritance is the thing about just pass on the things one person to another person. Here we not to discuss too much because inheritance concept is very, very important. We are going to study about inheritance in our forthcoming lectures. So inheritance is nothing but just pass on the property or attributes one person to another person. Here I given one example to you to understand this concept. Grandfather and great grandfather, father's son. So these are having the connection. So grandfather providing something to grandfather and grandfather providing something to father and father providing something to son. So the chain reaction, just as sharing, supplying the properties one place to another place. This is called inheritance. So passing the properties parent to child. So here two classes will be there. One class is a base class or parent class. A second class is a child class. Just passing the attributes and passing the attributes parent class to child class is called inheritance. Then we will see encapsulation. Encapsulation make the instance variable private so that they cannot be accessed directly from outside the class. So encapsulation especially talks about security, protection. So data need a protection or security. So encapsulation will do one thing here, that is binding the code and data. So encapsulation provides the security for your data. How it will provide? It will bind your data and it will bind your code. Through this, it will provide the security for you. So what are the example for this? Capsule is an example for encapsulation. So simple thing, encapsulation provides the security. It will bind the data and code. So just look at here capsules are given. Inside of the capsule, so many round shape, circle shape particles are there. These all circle shape particles are wrapped or binding inside of the capsule. So the same manner, data and code binding by encapsulation. For what? For security. Then we will see object-oriented programming languages. Object-oriented programming languages, so many are there. What are they? First one is Visual Basic and Object Pascal, not Pascal, Object Pascal, .NET, Swift Scala, Objective-C, Dart, MATLAB, C++, Ruby, Smalltalk, C#, Python, and finally Java. These are the object-oriented programming languages. Next we will see applications of object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming we are using in our day-to-day life in different places. First one is the simulation and modeling. So we are using object-oriented programming for what? Simulation and modeling. Second, user interface design. We are using object-oriented programming for what? User interface design. Developing computer games. All of you know about games. Maybe mobile games or computer games. So all games developing based on object-oriented programming. Then scripting. All of you know about JavaScript, HTML, PHP. So PHP and JavaScript, these are the scripting languages, designing languages for a website. So these designing languages or scripting languages working based on object-oriented programming. Object database. Then database is very, very important. Database is nothing but providing the back-end information to the front-end people. So database applications, database-oriented systems or projects all will develop based on object-oriented programming, at the same time Oracle or SQL. Those are the applications of object-oriented programming. Now I am going to talk about advantages of OOPs. The first advantage is data hiding. I already told data hiding is providing the data security through encapsulation. Then you will see easy maintenance. Object-oriented programming, why it become very popular in entire the world? Easy maintenance. We can easily maintain the things, manipulate the things, organize the things, do the projects. That's why it is easy maintenance. Data redundancy. What is the meaning of data redundancy? It will remove the redundancy. Redundancy means what? The same code multiple times, repeating the same code. So no need. Duplication is no need. So when the duplication is there, so it will occupy the more space, it consumes the more time. That's why redundancy is nothing but same data multiple times. Java helps, or the object-oriented program helps in data redundancy. Real-life application solving. Our day-to-day life, real-time application solving. It may be MNC companies or institutions, organizations, wherever it may be. So, to solving of real-time applications, we are using object-oriented programming. And finally, data reusability. What is the meaning of data reusability? It's not a data redundancy. Redundancy means same data multiple times, wasting of memory. But data reusability means when we need the same code, we can use that code in multiple times to saving of memory, at the same time saving of energy and time and money. Then less complexity. We already discussed it is a easy maintenance, that means less complexity. Data binding. Data binding means data security. These are the advantages of object-oriented programming. Now we'll see about disadvantages. It is possible that the relation among all available classes become artificial, that may cause difficulties in the development. So this is the disadvantage. What is that? Artificial may cause difficulties in development. So development a little bit difficult. And then large programming size. So second disadvantage is large programming size. First one is difficulty to development. Artificially difficult to development. Second one is large programming size. It is a more complexity than procedure programming language. All of you know about C language, but C language is a procedure-oriented language, but Java is a object-oriented programming. If you compare to the procedure-oriented program to object-oriented programming, a little bit complexity in language. And then slow programs. Okay, slower programs. Slower programs means you will take the time to run the programs, and at the same time you will execute the program slowly. We compare to this object-oriented program to the procedure-oriented program. So object-oriented program, it will take the time more. Finally, I want to conclude this video lecture with the summary. First we talk about what is a OOPS. Then we talk what is a class. After that, what is an object. Then OOPS features. Then application of OOPS. Then we have seen the advantages of OOP. Then we gone disadvantages of OOPS. Finally, we have seen languages of OOPS. So these are the topics what I covered in this video lecture. I hope that you understand each and every topic in detailed manner. So we will meet in our second video lecture. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much.